Okay.
Hello, Facebook. How are we doing today at home? Well, it's so nice to see you. I can see you. I know you can see me. A lot of my friends and fans, they watch this after the fact, and that's okay. And it's okay if you're dressed, it's okay if you're not dressed. But what you need to know is that I'm a proud Army veteran, and I'm also a proud member of the Veterans of Comedy. And today on Comic Spot, we have a proud Army veteran. We have a proud member of the Veterans of Comedy. And I would, before I say his name, I want to do his intro and then we'll get right into it. I've interviewed him before, and he's going to do a synopsis of who he is and where he came from. And then he has some amazing stuff to tell you. You're just going to love this. This is inspiration for our nation. So let me read you the intro I have. So let's see here. Bear with me, you guys. He tells me all of the social media links that where you can find him. I can't find it right this second, but I'm going to tell you Longhorn, the comedian Longhorn, Vernon Davis is my guest. He's a proud military veteran. He's in the Veterans of Comedy as of late. He's one of the greatest, newest members there is. He's already kicking behind there. He's going to make it more visible. And he's got a book out. It's called Messages in the Madness. And he's got a Facebook talk show on Sundays. The guy's killing it everywhere. He's so hysterically funny and he's so supportive to all of us comics. You're going to love him. So let's bring him on to talk. He's sitting there waiting for me to get done rambling. That's what I do when I can't find the intro. Anyway, let's bring him on right now. Give it up, you guys, at home for Vernon Davis, comedian Longhorn. Woo! Hey, how are you?
I am just shy of awesome. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate that. You are so beautiful and so wonderful. You talk about the stuff that I do. During the pandemic, you interviewed, I don't know how many comedians, but you made contact with a bunch of comedians. And honestly, you may not really realize it, but you helped a lot of comedians just by doing that one-on-one interaction, having those discussions with them, even though they're just talking about, their favorite subject, them. You gave them some, you introduced them to some new people, and you made things a lot easier for them. So kudos to you. Kudos to you for your Sunday show, well, your Saturday and Sunday shows that you do, clean comedy. That's the reason why she never has me on there, because the cleanest thing I do is take a shower. And yeah, that's once maybe twice a week, depending on what's going on. If I do yard work, then okay, I'll take another shower. But you do some wonderful stuff, Linda. I thank you. And when you asked me to talk to you about my award, or just to talk to me, interview me, of course, I only had one answer for you. And that was I'll need $30 cashed out to me first. But no, I said, of course, I'm more than happy to, because you do a lot for the veterans. You do a lot for comedians. You do a lot for just people in general. And you are one of the few people that really go out of their way to brighten somebody's day. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much. Come to Vegas and get a hug.
I come to Vegas and go broke. Uh, I have this thing about slot machines that I've never met a slot machine I didn't like, and turns out they don't like me either, because they just take my money. They don't give me nothing back. But I would love to come to Vegas. Matter of fact, you are friends with a very good friend of mine out there, Miss Arkansas.
I love her. I
Yes,
love her.
Miss Arkansas and I actually, back some years ago, we went to Chicago and did the auditions for, it was on a TV1 show called One Mic Stand. And no, Who's Got Jokes? I take that back. So yeah, Miss Arkansas, she started her comedy career here in St. Louis, is where she started it at, and that's my girl. If you, when you see her, give her a hug and tell her that you know Longhorn, okay?
I will do that. Oh my gosh. You have to have her tell you the story how I hired her and Kevin Davis to do comedy at a bank drive-through.
She told me the story. She told me the story already. I'm like, a bank drive-through. That's amazing. That would have been even nicer though if the bank would have gave y'all some souvenirs, like old $100, like the old $1 or $100 bills that you can't put in the circulation anymore. That would have been the best souvenir ever. Yeah, here, take a couple of bundles of these. We don't need these anymore. We can't put these in circulation. But you can. Here you go. That would have been so.
Oh my gosh.
Is-
So you've been busy doing comedy. Tell everybody how many years and all your compliment. I mean, you're out there. You've done a lot. You've accomplished. Tell people the highlights of your career, how many years and some of the highlights, please.
Okay, the highlights of my career. I'm a proud husband, proud father, proud grandfather, proud great-grandfather. That's the highlights. That is the top. I'm a child of God. That is the top. Everything else after that is gravy. Yeah. So yes, I'm a vet. I'm an Army vet. I was not a good veteran. I was not a good soldier. No. The best part of my military career was when they handed me my papers and said, get out. Yeah, you can go now. I've traveled all over the country. I've got 3 national TV appearances. Who's Got Jokes? The Last Comic Standard, Who's Got Jokes, and Judge Mathis. Let me clarify something. I did not make the Last Comic Standard and Who's Got Jokes. I did not make the show. What happened was, Who's Got Jokes? Last Comic Standard. I got interviewed by Bill Bellamy, and part of the interview that we did made the show. I didn't make the show. My interview with Rodney Perry with Last Comic, Who's Got Jokes? I didn't make the show, but my interview would have made the show. So, but hey, it's credit to credit, right? But and then of course I was on Judge Mathis. I was not the person. I went as a witness. Yeah, because you called me talking about we going on Judge Mathis. No, we gonna fight in the parking lot. We is not telling my business on live TV. We gonna fight in the parking lot. There's gonna be some furniture moving. Okay. I've been to Germany 3 times entertaining the troops. So yes, that I'm very proud of that. I didn't go USO or any of those other things because USO turned me down. They said, nope, your name's not big enough, or you don't have the right connections, because it's not what you know, it's who you know. But a command sergeant major found me on Facebook and back in 2011 and started sending me messages. I was kind of creeped out. I thought it was some guy trying to, do something, weird to me. But it turns out I went to Germany as the headliner, feature, and the host. So I'm very proud of that. I've performed all over the United States. I've got right at 40 states under my belt. And I just love what I do and I'm sorry. So what else have I done? This is my slogan: laughter has no color unless you have really funky breath. I'm the co-owner of, and that's what we call our comedy booking agency, is Laughter Has No Color. We were voted one of the top 30 booking agencies in the country because of our diverse roster. And my roster includes Black, white, Hispanic, lesbian, gay, LGBTQ, XYZ, and W. Figure those out. I think I got one exclamation point there. I don't know what that one means either. But anyway, we represent.
That's me.
That would be you. Okay, so we got that going. I'm the founder of a nonprofit for veterans called Thank You for Your Service, which is something that we've been doing since 2012, and we have thanked over 23,000 veterans worldwide free of charge, and we pay for that through donations and from donations and from proceeds from comedy shows that we do. So, and then of course my book Messages in the Madness. I've actually wrote 2 books. I had to pull one back, and I'm rewriting it because it wasn't written in my most current voice. So I'm rewriting that one. So that ought to be finished. That should be back out by February in time for Black History Month. Yeah. And on top of all that, I keep a day job. So kind of awesome. But what you called me about, I was really flattered that you even asked me to do this. You wanted to talk about an award I've received recently.
Yes, I do. I'm speechless. I can't even talk right now.
I am very, very, very proud of this award. the way the award was given to me by an organization called Resurrecting Lives. Um, there it is right there, and it's hard to see through, but it's yeah, Resurrecting Lives was their first annual Think Different Award, is what it was. It's presented to Longhorn the comedian, and the reason that they gave it to me, the inscription at the bottom of it says, yeah, I got to get my eyes. It says, Resurrecting Lives Foundation, thank you for your unique contribution in raising awareness of traumatic brain injury among our veterans, 2021. This was given to me not this past Sunday, the Sunday before, in San Diego on the deck of the USS Midway in San Diego. Here's how it happened. It didn't start there. It started with, I met a comedian named Rob Will, who is not only a comedian, I call him my brother, and he's also a fellow veteran and he has traumatic brain injury. I got a little knot right here on my head, right here from my traumatic brain injury. And this is not the beginning of a unicorn horn. This is where I got smacked in the head with the hatch of an APC. Long story short. So I met Rob Wills in Indiana. Rob says, one day I'm gonna get you to New York to perform in New York. Well, 4 or 5 years later, he came true on that. He got me to New York. I performed there and I met Andrew Young. Andrew Young is another comedian who has a group called the Warrior Workout Network. Well, during the pandemic, they hooked up with Dr. Christina Gordon, Dr. Gordon, who is the founder of Resurrecting Lives Foundation. And the idea was floated, hey, let's do a comedy show for veterans with traumatic brain injuries on Zoom. Fine, let's do that. So we did it. We did a couple and we did some talks and discussions. And we had quite a very nice turnout for both the shows. And so Andrew put together a documentary, sent it over to Al Pacino's daughter, who has her Little Apple Productions. And he also sent it to Drew Carey's people who were interested in the idea, but unfortunately they were not able to attend it. So all of that came from one introduction in Indiana. And then Dr. Gordon says, hey, she sends me an email one day, goes, we love the work that you do. And she appreciated my book and she's a fan of Longhorns now. She said, won't you come to California? We'd like to give you an award. Excuse me. I'm like, me, an award? So other people who were getting the award was Coach Lou Brock or Lou Holtz. That was it. And there were other people, and I'm looking around going, are you sure I'm supposed to be here? This is quite an elite group of people. Are you sure I'm supposed to be that guy? And she goes, yeah. So I got, my wife and I flew out there and we got the award, got to spend a day in San Diego, and it inspired me. The award inspired me. And seeing all these people that are involved or that were involved, and Rob, thank you, my brother. I love you. Andrew, thank you, my brother. I love you. Dr. Gordon, thank you, my sister. I love you. Ella, the lady who put everything together. I love you dearly. And it was sponsored by Steel and Southwest Airlines. But there are a lot of veterans out there that are suffering from traumatic brain injury. And traumatic brain injuries, well, there you go. And traumatic brain injuries does do some hard things to you. I'll put it like that. Depression, anxiety, memory loss, trying to learn how to do common things like read and write again, just depends on what the injury is. And so many people I guess, there's a lot of things going on in the world already, but to be able to bring this awareness about veterans gives people a better understanding of what they're going through and what they could be going through. And people just don't understand. They go, oh, he's just crazy or she's just crazy. No, something happened to that person. And we need to be able to address this and try to help those people. Just like we're focusing on veterans homelessness and veteran suicide prevention. This is an issue as well. Traumatic, yeah, we wear helmets when we're out in the field or when we're doing maneuvers or this, that, and the other, but those things don't catch all, they don't fix all, and they don't heal all. Well, you know what does heal? People like you, Linda, that take the time to to spend the time to do something for veterans, to try to help them. People like, Dr. Gordon and Rob and Andrew and, Seth, that was another comedian that was on there. Um, Jordan Brady, he even appeared on one of the shows with us, which I thought was great. So it was a lot of comedians that put some time in. How I was fortunate to be able to receive an award, I don't know, but I'm grateful, I'm humble, and I'm just so appreciative of it. And I will say this. I know during the pandemic, a lot of comedians were like, man, I don't want to do no Zoom shows. I'm not doing Zoom shows. I'm not doing those shows for free. Well, no, there may not been any money attached to it, but it wasn't free. If you did those shows, you probably helped somebody and you don't even realize it. So I tell people I'm fortunate. I would love to be able to do comedy for comedy to support my lifestyle. I'm not there and I know it and I'm okay with that. But I do know that I'm still doing it for the love of comedy and I'm still doing it for the values of helping other people. Not just myself. Like last night, I drove 3 hours, 3.5 hours one way to do a show for 10 people and then turned around and drove back last night. And it wasn't even really about the money. It was about getting on stage, telling these jokes, listening to people laugh, and helping people one laugh at a time.
What makes you so wonderful? What in your life caused you to be this? You are a unicorn. You say you don't have a unicorn coming out, but you might, because you are very unique in your inspiration and love of encouraging others. What caused that?
God, God, one word, God. Because his love flows over me. And if you're not a believer in God, that's on you. Hey, do your thing. Whether you believe in God or Buddha or Yahweh, or you may pray to 5 hamsters wearing grass skirts dancing around a fire. Whatever it is that you believe, that's what you believe. But mine comes from God. He showers me with love and blessings. There's been a number of times where I should not have been here after I was telling my granddaughter about it today. After, I had a guy dry fire a shotgun in my face, a foot away from me. I got, hit by a truck and left on the side of the road for dead. I'm still here. So I'm just blessed. And it's my job to share the blessings that he's blessed me with. He's blessed me with my family. He's blessed me with a career that I love. I love doing stand-up comedy. I love inspiring and motivating people. And he's given me the words. And I often tell people, these are not my words. These are words that flow through me. And then he also made me very emotional. I think the female part of me comes out sometimes because I get all misty-eyed like I am now, just talking about the love he has for me and the love he allows me to share. There were people in my life who, honestly, growing up, I was told I wouldn't be nothing. I wouldn't do well. And there was those who told me I could be everything. And those are the ones who I believed in. Who I believed. And then more than anything, I believed in me. And I encourage you and everybody else, believe in you first. Can't nobody else believe in you if you don't believe in you. Because we all got something we all got something that somebody else needs.
That's so cool. Every time I'm around you, I get encouraged. And I don't feel like I'm lacking any encouragement, but you just bring me to a higher level. You do.
I'm thank you. That means a lot, to the heart. But I have a philosophy. I try to leave people just a little better than they were when I met them. I try to leave something with them that just continues to grow. And my thing is, if I can help one, if I help one, and that one helps another, and that one helps another, it just continues. It continues. It continues. And when you give a $5 bill to a homeless person and they go, man, I'm gonna pay you back one day. I tell them, don't pay it forward. Give it to somebody else. If I can give you a hug and make you feel good today, and you take that same hug I gave you and pass it on to somebody else, it just continues. What we do with veterans, thanking veterans. You know, I remember the very first veteran that I was able to thank. And he was a Vietnam era veteran, Marine Corps. I gave him the tag. I walked away from him. I came back around and he stopped me at the door and he had tears in his eyes. And he said, sir, I've only been thanked for my service twice in my life. And you are the second one in 40 years to thank me for my service. And he gave me the biggest bear hug. And I told him, I said, oh man, you better let me go because I will punch you. But but he inspired me to continue. And it's those little things. It's not the room full of people with the standing ovations, although I love those. But what inspires me is the people that come up to me after a show and go, hey man, thank you. I got your message. I heard your message. I understood your messages. Thank you for trying to just make life a little better. And saying all that to say, Linda, it all comes from God. I am nothing without God and the people he has blessed me with. My family, my friends, my fans, all of that.
Beautiful. You've had me speechless. I'm not usually speechless. And you've given me body goosebumps with what you've said. Most of this whole time I've had goosebumps.
Well, I've inspired to be a professional speaker, and I've done some speaking. I was a keynote speaker at St. Bonaventure University for Veterans Day a couple of years ago. I can speak about anything except for what inspires me. Because when I speak of that, I get emotional, because I've been brought too far. I've been brought a long way. And I just try to grab every veteran, every fan that I can by the hand and just snatch them and go, come on, we can go. Come on, let's go. We can do better. We can be better. We're going to be better.
Wow. You're so motivational. Are you going to become a motivational speaker comic? You already are.
In my show, that's my job. I try to motivate people. I motivate, I inspire, I educate. And I say a bunch of 4-letter words, and they don't even realize that they're being motivated and educated. I do clean comedy. That's not a big deal. I just change underwear. But I try to motivate and inspire people with my comedy. I try to educate. I even do a history lesson in my comedy. Because we gotta uplift each other. We gotta share good information, and whenever we get a chance, we gotta share love whenever we can. And I just try to do that with my comedy. So people go, man, you've been doing this a long time, which I have. I've been back in comedy 16 years. I took a 10-year hiatus. My first wife said, give up comedy or give up the family. I told her I was going to miss her. But no, I gave up comedy for 10 years and got back in 16 years ago. And it's been a blessing. I mean, it's really been a blessing. And I know you guys can see my wall and stuff back here behind me. If you see there, my challenge coins, my thank you for your service, my pitch. This is what inspires me is right there. Everybody and everything that inspires me is right there on my bookshelves. Right here. This is what inspires me, and I keep it close by me because you have to keep those things that inspire you close to remind you why you do what you do. I want to leave a legacy. And the legacy that I leave will not be he was a successful comedian or he was a successful book writer. I want to leave a legacy of greatness to where my family and fans can look back and go, he did this for me, or he showed me this, or he helped me with this. That's what I want to leave.
Wow. Very specific. So you're out to help every individual, not to just be noticed or be famous.
Fame comes and goes. It's like, it does. It comes and it goes. And, people go, oh man, well, you're never going to be as, you're not as big as Kevin Hart. Well, Kevin Hart will never be as big as I am either. So, yeah, I said, but yeah, that's my thing. I just want to inspire. I just want to inspire. I want to educate. I want to motivate people, to just be a little better and to love life as much as I love life, and often I could be going through God knows what, and you won't be able to tell it because I don't show the world. Why? Because people already got their own things that they're dealing with. They got their own lives that they're dealing with. So I just try to show them the happy side.
I love this. You have a lot that needs to be rubbed off on other people.
Well, these days that'll get you arrested, Linda.
I shouldn't have said rub off. Sorry.
No, we old school. We old school. We remember when you could walk up and hug somebody, or and tell them they smell good or they look good, and you didn't have to worry about getting a lawsuit thrown at you. No, I'd love to rub it on them, spray it on them, spit it on them, whatever I got to do to help people move in a better direction. That's what I want to do. If I got to be like Dr. King, go to jail for it just for trying to inspire people, then okay, let's go to jail.
Love that. I love your commitment. I tell you what, Vernon Davis, comedian Longhorn, you're the best there is.
My wife would argue with you, but no.
Get her out here. Bring her to the camera.
Well,
oh my God.
Linda, I am flattered. I am humbled, and I appreciate you and what you do. I don't know if you knew it or not, but yeah, I had you on my show. I had a show called the Meet the Comics during the pandemic.
You did.
But I admire you because you stuck with yours. I still do my Sunday show, but I admire you for what you do, Linda. So you are an amazing, amazing person. I thank you and love you for what you do. And I hope to get out there to Vegas.
Yes. Come in. I'll find you a church where you can do your inspirational stuff. I don't know, anywhere. I'll try to find a location for you.
No, my inspiration is done from the comedy stage. I inspire through comedy.
Oh, you do. So the motivational comedy that you do is straight up at a comedy club.
Yes, my comedy is meant to my comedy inspires. It makes people laugh.
I want to see this. I want you in Vegas. You've got to come.
I would love to. And like I said, my mother was an ordained minister. She said, well, I know you got another show, don't you? I'm sorry. I'm just talking my head off. I'm sorry. You got to go, don't you?
Okay, I got time.
Well, my mother was a minister. God bless her soul. Reverend S. Candy Williams. She's gone on to glory. But she said, baby, I keep having these dreams about you and you're in a mega church and you're standing there on the pulpit and there's 10,000 people there and there's a light shining down on you and you're standing there with the Bible in your hand and you are delivering the word of God to the people. I said, Mama, I appreciate that and I receive your vision. But Mama, that is not a church, that is a comedy club. And that in my hand is not a Bible, that's a beer. So so in between the 4-letter words and the innuendos, I try to inspire people. Linda, there's only 2 things I normally say when I go on stage. And that's, I want to thank God for making it possible for us all to be together tonight. That's when I open my show. And when I close my show, God bless y'all, good night. Now, what happens in between point A and point B is a journey for everybody. But you can rest assured there's going to be something that's going to come out of my mouth in reference to God, country, family, the military, our vets, following your dreams and believing in yourself. It's all going to be in there. I guarantee it, and I think that's the reason why I'm not big time, because honestly, I got more to tell than, excuse me, than dick jokes.
Totally. Oh my gosh. I want to hear this.
Well, I pray that you do. Like I said, I hope I can get out to Vegas and me and you will do a show. I'll open for you. How about that?
How about if I open for you?
Well,
But
wait, I'll take it. I'll take it.
thank you so much for coming on and encouraging other people. This has been like bone tingling for me. So thank you
Bone
so much
tingling.
for your
Wow.
bone tingling. And you can tell that to your wife. It's the clean version.
Well, she'll probably watch it at some point in time during the day.
Thank-
But hey, you got to remember this. You see this on my shirt?
Laughter has no color unless you got stinky breath.
Unless you got funky breath. But the first part of it is the reality of it is, see, I go in with this. Laughter has no color. Because honestly, if we can laugh together, then we can live together. It's time for us to end the racism.
Wow. He said it all. Thank you so much. I love you.
I love you, Linda. Thank you. And thank everybody for watching. Be good to yourselves, okay? Go hug a stranger.
Thank you. And make it a veteran. Bye.